Welcome back. We're starting on, again, Unit 11 of the quadratics, starting on page 13 of the notes. This is Unit 11, Day 3, and we're still going to work with exponents. All right, so the thing is, as these problems get bigger and bigger, I'm going to simplify it one way, but then I'm going to show you a different way you could have worked with it. So 2x to the third, and again, if you need a calculator to help you with some of these numbers, that's totally fine. So you can use one on Google if you have a handheld. It's all good. Now, the nice thing I see right away is this zero exponent right here. So that whole thing is to the 0 power, so all of that changes to the number 1. Now, I have taken care of that. Now I have 2x cubed in parentheses to the 5th. So it means everything in there gets it. So this means the 2 gets the exponent of 5, and then this multiplies the exponent of 5. So I have 2 to the 5th. Oh my goodness, sorry, x to the 3rd. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. So this number is 32. I have x to the 3rd times 1. So I'm going to multiply those together and multiplied, sorry, not add. 32 x to the 3rd. Now, they're wondering a different way I can do this. So if I'm going to start over and say I'm going to end up with the same thing. So just, again, multiple ways to the same destination. So if I'm doing this 2 to the 5th power, it's going to be 2. I'm going to write down 2 5 times, because that's what a 5th power means. And then I have x to the 3rd. I'm going to write down. Again, some of these methods might make more sense. They might make look a little bit like you're doing more. Now this one, the 4 I write down 0 times. So really that means I don't write anything down for the 4. And the x squared I also write down 0 times. So I don't have to have anything after that. So once looked like a long problem because it's 2 to the 5th and then this blob, but there's nothing to do here. So it's essentially going away. And now I just have to multiply 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times another 2 is 32, which matches that one. And I just noticed on this last one, I said to distribute here, and I did not. Oh goodness, this should be x to the 15th, shouldn't it? And hopefully you caught that. You're like, wait, you messed up. You made a mistake. Totally fine. Make mistakes, but catch them and just fix them back. So this should be 32, which I have. And then I have 3 here, 3 more. So I have all these, so this is x to the 15th. Same thing, either way. So you can do this also a couple different ways. And as the problems, you have more tools to use. They can get more complicated. And we're just trying to show a variety of ways. Okay, what makes most sense to you, feel free to just use that. So on this first one, I'm just going to distribute that exponent in. So it's 2 to the 3rd, x to the 3rd on top, 3 to the 3rd, and y to the 3rd. And do all this. So I have 2 to the 3rd here, so I have 8 x to the 3rd and 27 y to the 3rd. I should have grabbed a calculator. So I'm going to do this by hand here. 27. So I'm going to multiply those two together. 27 times 16. If you're doing a calculator way, go for it. 42, 12, 13, 14, 7, 2. All right, so I got 8 on top. I have 8 x to the 3rd, y to the 5th, And then 414 y to the third. Now, this brings us to our other problem. We gotta simplify these. So as a fraction, you want to simplify 8 with a 414. And I believe that's 1 over 54. Let's see, 4. Just double checking because that would be 2, 8, 14. 8 goes in 5 times, 40, 14. Oh, that doesn't seem right, but it should be. I must have messed up somewhere. Oh, that's 42. That's why. That doesn't make much sense either. 42, 4. Oh, man. I am just... No. 12. This is 16. Have calculator. 2. This is 13 and 4. So 432 here. That's why. Oh, okay, so now I know it is 1 over 54. We're good there. This is x to the third sits on top because there's nothing to reduce on bottom. And I have 5 on top, and I subtract my 3 from the bottom, and I have left y to the second on top. Yikes. Now, another way we can do it. And you're like, after that, I'm not sure we should do another way. But sometimes just doing some of this stuff helps. Now, each one of these in the parentheses, I'm going to write out 3 times. So I write 2, 2, and 2, x, x, and x. I have 3, 3, and 3. So these are all multiplying y, y, and y. And the other one is y, 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 5 y's, and then a 16. All right, so when you do this, it's okay to cancel. So I cancel out 1 y on top, 1 y on bottom. 1 on top, 1 on bottom, 1 on top, 1 on bottom. All right, so I'm kind of done with my y's there. I just have y to the second. And I have x to the third. And 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. I'm going to simplify the 8 with a 16. So there's lots of different ways you could do this. There's 1 over 54. Okay, if it helps doing it in pieces and you can keep track of that, fantastic. There are days, though, sometimes just doing all those pieces is a lot. So whatever way helps the most. Okay. Yikes. Uh-oh. What did happen? All right. On page 14. So this is moving over to page 14 here. All right, again, 3x negative 2, y to the second to the third. You can distribute in. You do 3 to the third, x to the negative 6, and y to the positive 6. And we don't have any canceling out or anything to do because we don't have a fraction. So, but we're just going to kind of clean this up here. 2 to the third, 27, x to the negative 6, and y to the 6. And part of the directions are always make your exponents positive. So that means I'm going to take this, x to the negative 6, and move it to the bottom part of a fraction. That's where it's going to become positive. So everything else is just going to sit there, and we're not going to do anything with it. Now again, another way is just write it all out 3 times. So I have 3's. I have 3 3's. I have x to the negative 2 3 times. And then I have y to the positive 2 3 times. Again, this is just multiplying it out. 27 x to the negative 6 because I add them up. And then y to the positive 6 because I 2, 4, and 6. Again, the negative is going to move to the bottom of a fraction. And you get the same thing. The last one here for the day was we have the same thing with a -2 here. So the first one I'm going to do is, again, distribute it in. Just rewriting the problem first. Okay, there we go. And again, pause at any time here. I distribute the -2 to all the exponents, so I'm going to multiply them. P to the -14, M to the -6, P to the -10, and X to the negative times a negative there, so -4 times -2 would be +8. Now, I'm going to rearrange these negatives. -14 goes down. M to the -6 goes down. P to the -10, that goes up. And I get, what, P to the 10 over P to the 14, M to the 6th, and X to the 8th. Now I do want to simplify these. Okay, so I do 10 minus 14, and I get -4. So that means P would be to the -4, so I move it back down to the bottom of a fraction. So I have P to the 4th, M to the 6th, X to the 8. And I need that placeholder on top, so I just put a 1. Now, a different way definitely is to deal with the P's right away. It's okay to simplify these right away before you do the exponent. So if you do 7 minus 5, means you have P to the 2 on top. You can move the X to the -4 if you want. Or you can just leave it there. And then maybe distribute in the -2. So you have P to the -4, M to the -6, X to the +8. And again, those negative exponents will move to the other part of the fraction. You're just not flipping and flipping again. So again, P to the 4th, M to the 6, X to the 8, and a placeholder on top. All right, that's it. Let me know if you have any questions.